And welcome back to Newsmax Now. I'm Miranda Kahn. Tonight will be the first night in more than 30 years that David Letterman will not host CBS's late show. The legendary funny man jokingly gave us a clue about his future plans, though.
All right, you want to know what I'm going to do now that I'm retired? By God, I hope to become the new face of Scientology.
Now that would be interesting. Letterman received a 2-minute standing ovation at the start of his final show. Comedian Stephen Colbert will now take over as the Late Show host. Prosecutors in New Jersey dropped domestic violence charges against former NFL running back Ray Rice. This after Rice completed a pretrial intervention program. The three-time Pro Bowler had his $35 million contract terminated when video surfaced of him punching his then-fiancée in a casino elevator last year. And take a look at this. TSA officers in Los Angeles tased an unarmed man right in the middle of a terminal at LAX. Police claim the man wasn't cooperating with security officials and is expected to face charges. Republican presidential hopeful Ben Carson raises some $6 million from grassroots supporters. More than half came from online donations. The retired neurosurgeon announced his candidacy earlier this month. And Cuban wrestlers arrive in New York City for an exhibition match called Salsa in the Square. Many of the athletes have competed in the Olympics and are preparing for the 2016 Games in Brazil.
It's brutal and it's oppressive, and as a consequence, the country can't really even feed its own people. There aren't that many sanctions left. I mean, we keep on trying to ratchet it up a little bit higher. Over time, you will see a regime like this collapse.
And we're still waiting for this regime to collapse. President Obama there 2 days after the State of the Union address discussing North Korea. Afterwards, many said the president's strategy for dealing with the regime was to, quote, wait it out. Well, that may not happen anytime soon. In his latest article for the Washington Times, Todd Wood writes that Russia is enabling North Korea to hurt U.S. interests. Todd joins us now. And Todd, before we get to the article, Kim and the rest of the crew in North Korea claim they have miniaturized nuclear weapons, but the State Department says this.
We do not think they have that capacity, and our assessment on that hasn't changed. I know we've talked about this before, but we do know they're working on developing a number of long-range missiles, including intercontinental ballistic missiles.
All right, hard to say there, but still very concerning. Todd, when we see these claims of miniaturization of nuclear weapons, it's kind of easy to laugh at Kim, especially when those photoshopped images come out. But that reporter even laughed a little bit before the question. Still, the second part of Marie Harf's answer is cause for alarm, is it not?
Well, it sure is. I mean, North Korea, whether they have the actual technology to miniaturize nuclear weapons at this point, they are definitely working on it, that is for sure. And they are trying to re-engineer a lot of Soviet technology that they acquired in the past, and also have access to certain Chinese technologies. So they will have a missile able to reach at least the western United States or Alaska at some point in time. It's just a matter of if, not when.
If not when. Now, it also has been reported that Kim Jong-un's submarine launch was faked, and that's what we were talking about. We have those images prepared. Some say they are photoshopped, and I don't know. You look at Kim Jong-un, he's been educated in the West. He may be crazy, but he also may be a genius. Is this some kind of ruse to make the rest of the world kind of laugh at him while he strengthens his nuclear arsenal?
I don't think it was meant to make people laugh. I think it was an attempt to show that he's developing the technology, and there's been, in the public, some analysis that shows some of the missiles have different smoke plumes, so that maybe they have a different missile or propulsion technology. So obviously those two pictures were of different missiles, so they were photoshopped. But I don't think that's really the question. The question is, they are developing their technology. Are the Russians helping with that technology? That is the real question. Russia is supplying food. They are supplying fuel to the regime. They are stepping up their economic contacts. They just set in place an economic agreement to use the ruble for economic transactions with Russia. So Russia is definitely enabling North Korea to survive.
All right, let's talk about your article since you brought us there. Why is Russia doing this at this time?
Well, it's number one, to get back at the United States. I mean, we are applying sanctions. We're hurting their economy. And Russian President Putin is attempting to lash out or to hurt the interests of the United States. There's 1 million men in uniform with all focused on Seoul and South Korea, and they could cross the border at any point. They have tens of thousands of artillery tubes. It can really cause significant damage in a very short period of time to our troops as well as the city of Seoul in South Korea. And Putin knows this, and he is applying pressure to the United States where it hurts.
And so this is, you would say, part of a new Cold War that includes North Korea.
Yeah, I think that Putin is definitely looking east. He's set up multiple agreements with China. North Korea borders Russia, so of course they're going to continue to develop that relationship.
All right, also concerning when you look at what's happening in the South China Sea and with the United States and China as well. More concerning words going back and forth between the two powers as well. Todd Wood, always great to see you. Every Thursday. We'll have you back again next Thursday for your latest article.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Take care.
All right. Got much more to come here on Newsmax Now right after this short commercial break.